So I made some changes in the lab notes. Here I am going to show this in this video. So for this patient I created some cycles. First I created a cycle in December month. In this cycle I added nothing in the lab notes, just to make sure that in the oocyte thaw, embryo thaw, the data is not coming before dates. So in January 17th I created an IVF cycle in the lab notes, and I added 10 egg. 4 of them I transferred to cryo insemination method, 4 of them to ICSI, and 2 of them I added nothing, as you can see here in the lab notes. So in the oocyte thaw, as you can see here, 4 embryos are showing. In the embryo thaw, 4 embryos are showing. Okay, and now I transfer one of the oocyte in cryo storage to thaw oocyte, and one embryo storage cryo storage to thaw embryo. You can see in the lab notes tab, one oocyte and one thaw embryo is showing. Now after 1 month, that is February 17th, I created one ART cycle. If you go to the lab notes, in the oocyte thaw you can see there are 3 embryos showing in the oocyte thaw and 3 embryos are showing in the embryo thaw. So now transfer one of the oocyte to thaw and one of the embryos to thaw. If you go to the lab notes, you can see these two with the history. In the history we are showing the cryodate and cryopal. Then in March I created another FAT cycle. If you go to that cycle, go to the lab notes. Let me just refresh it. It's getting a little slow here, so let me just refresh it. Okay. So in the FET March cycle, you can see only 2 embryos are showing. Also in the embryo thaw, 2 embryos are showing. Let me just transfer one of them. Okay. Now if you go to the February 17th cycle, FET cycle, and go to the lab notes page, you can see 2 embryos are showing here, but one of them is disabled as one of them is transferred to thaw in one of the cycles. So here it is only disable, nothing can be done here, only this embryo can be transferred. Similarly in embryo thaw also, this field is disabled, nothing can be done here. Then if you go to the IVF where we started the process and go to the lab notes, and first go to the oocyte thaw, you can see 3 embryos are showing, but 2 of them are already thawed, so these 2 are disabled, all these are unavailable. Similarly in embryo thaw also. Now if you go to the lab notes, you can see these 2 embryos are already thawed, but it is showing in the lab notes, but I am showing it in a different color, means these are disabled. If you click it, nothing will happen, just to show in the lab notes the history. These are 2 cryos, so it already transferred to oocyte thaw, and these 2 are already transferred to embryo thaw, so nothing can be done here, only read only say so it in a different color, only these embryos can be edited. Then I created just to check that if I created some embryos above date. As you can see here, I created a cycle in April 17th, added 8 eggs, 4 of them to cryo and 4 to IVF and XC. So as you can see here, only 1 embryo showing from the previous and 4 current ones, and also in the embryo thaw 1 from the previous and 4 current ones. But as you can see here, if you go to the previous cycles, those embryos are not showing in the oocyte thaw or embryo thaw here. If you go to the FAT also, you can see those embryos are not showing in the embryo thaw and oocyte thaw. After that, to test the embryos which coming from the outside lab, so I go to embryo cryolog and created these 4 this embryo from outside, transfer them on the date 22/6/2017. Now if you go to the patient here, then I created a cycle in July 17th. So yeah, date is correct, that is 24th. If you go to the oocyte thaw, you can see with the previous one, the 4 which I created in the IVF cycle, and the 4 from the outside lab. As that is transferred as cryo, then so it is showing in the oocyte thaw grid here, not in the embryo thaw. So these are the changes I had done in the lab notes. Also I fixed this issue showing the history for the frozen eggs, the cryo date and cryo well. Thank you.